Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Alison, the online piano and the online violin tutor. In today's video I'm going to be reviewing another Fiddlerman violin. In fact, I'm going to be reviewing all 6 of the Fiddlerman series of violins, so that will be 6 video reviews along with 3 comparison video reviews as well. All of these violin reviews and comparison videos will be linked directly underneath this video, as well as all the other videos as well as and when they are released. So if you want to have a look at all the other series of violins that he has, then go check them out. They'll be linked underneath. Okay, so the violin I'm going to be reviewing today is this one, and this is the Fiddlerman Master violin, and this is priced at $799 US. This sits in at violin number 5 out of the 6 Fiddlerman owned series of violins. As with all the other violins that the Fiddlerman does, everything comes playable out of the box, so this one is no exception. The bridge is up, the pegs are all in order, all of that kind of good stuff. The only thing you're going to have to do when you get the violin out of the box is just giving a quick little tune, as you would do anyway, and just apply some rosin to the bow. Other than that, it is totally playable out of the box. So the violin has some really nice features on it. You've got some what I can imagine would be gold-plated metalwork here. I'm not sure how much of that is coming out on camera, but this is gold on the tailpiece. You've got a nice ebony tailpiece here with some embellishment there, one fine tuner you might notice, and you've got some nice embellishment on the pegs as well. Again, I'm not sure how much that's coming out on camera. But again, the peg box looks really nice. You've got nice ebony pegs with some really nice finish to them. The whole violin looks really nicely finished. I think out of all of them, I prefer this one looks wise. I know I say that I never really go on looks, and looks doesn't really matter when it comes to violin. If I had the best violin in the world and it was bright yellow with polka dots on, I really wouldn't care as long as it sounds great. But for anybody that's interested in that kind of thing, looks wise, this is really nice, and it's also got a one-piece back as well. The bow it comes with is this one. It's a carbon fibre bow, and this one is the Fiddlerman's custom arch and weight distribution bow, high quality Siberian horsehair, extremely durable carbon fibre composite. So for a carbon fibre bow, this is really nice, and yeah, I would agree that it is weighted very nicely. It doesn't feel too heavy at the heel, it doesn't feel too heavy in the middle or at the point. The weight distribution feels like it's pretty much even, and it feels really comfortable down at the frog when you're holding the bow as well. So I think because this is a higher end violin, it is the second one down from the top, number 5 out of 6. I think that this bow would definitely match any kind of techniques that you would be doing on this kind of level of violin, or the kind of level, the technical level that you would be at as a player. I will put some more tech specs coming up on the screen now, so you can just have a very quick overview of what the violin has, or what the violin is all about. But if you want to have a look at the specific technical specifications of the violin in more detail, then head over to the Fiddlerman website. I will put a direct link to this violin underneath this video, so you can head straight there and you can read a little bit more about it on their website. But what you see here is just a very quick overview to give you a general idea. Okay, demo time. So before I do any demonstrations, I just want to mention, as with the other ones, I've done nothing to this violin at all. I've simply got the violin out of the box, I've tuned it up, I've added rosin to the bow, and that is it. Even though I'm recording this professionally as well to give you the best sound possible, I've done absolutely nothing post-production. So what you will hear next is exactly what the violin sounds like. Nothing will have been changed at all. my thoughts and opinions on this. So I'm just going to go straight in there and talk about sound, simply because, as with the other ones, you know, the setup is fine. You know, what can I kind of say about that? You've got a nice superior decibel bridge. Peg box is great, as I said earlier. So I'm just going to go straight in there with sound, because the rest goes without saying. Now, I think this violin particularly, the one thing that stands out to me is that it's smooth. It's really, really smooth. It's very bright and it's very powerful as well. If you like something really bright with a lot of power, then I think you're going to like this. But I think for the money that you're spending, and this is the Master violin, so it sits at number 5 out of 6. There's one more that sits above this. So I think for where it sits in the series and for the money, I think you're getting a lot of bang for your buck. So for $799, you want a good violin that you can really, really stretch. The pieces that I were playing there were quite technically demanding. I know I was only playing, you know, a few bars or a few measures out of each one of them. But overall, the Franck concerto, the last one I played, is very, very demanding. So you're going to need the right instrument that can keep up with those technicalities. And I think this did a really, really good job. It didn't feel stretched. It didn't feel like it was screaming at me. It didn't feel like there wasn't enough power. I think if anything, I probably could have got even more out of it were I to be playing this for the next 6 months or so, every day, day in, day out. Then I think I would understand that a bit better. But I think in terms of power and brightness, I think this has got plenty of that. And you'd think so for the money. So this definitely lives up to all of that. So if you want something bright and you want something powerful, then I think this is going to be a very, very good choice for you. In conclusion, who I think this is for, I think this is probably for intermediate players who are going into kind of the advanced level, or intermediate players that are now going into the advanced arena where they're starting to play some of the more higher end pieces. So for example, the Bach preludes, a lot of the unaccompanied Bach, any of the higher end concertos, the Mozart concertos, that kind of thing. So anybody that's just stepping into the advanced level of playing, I think this would be an excellent one for you to upgrade to. Remember that if you are kind of an upper intermediate player going into kind of lower advanced level, you're going to need a violin that's going to keep up with all those technicalities. A violin might seem like a violin, but it is not. Because you'll find that the violin just won't have enough power, it just won't have enough stretch, it won't have enough width to it. So it means that what you really want is a violin that's better than you, if that makes sense, so that you can grow into that violin. If you've had the violin that you've got for a very, very long time and you're just feeling you're a bit tired with it, it's just a bit dull, it's just a bit boring, that's probably a good indication that you need to upgrade to a new violin. So if you're that kind of level, I think this would be great for you. I think if you're an advanced player as well and you're not quite playing on the instrument that you should be playing on, I think this would be great for an advanced player as well. I think this would be great if you're playing in schools and you are kind of at an intermediate level. I think this would be great playing in an orchestra. This would certainly live up to all the other people that were being in the orchestra, and I think this would be fine for ensembles too. Even though it's quite bright and quite powerful, I don't think it's overly bright and overly powerful, so I think you'll still blend in quite nicely with this. But again, I think it would be a nice solo instrument as well. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you have found this video useful. Don't forget to check out all the other video reviews and comparison videos that I've done, and they will be linked directly underneath this video. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.